No one knew where he came from or who he truly was. One quiet dawn, before the roosters crowed in the misty hills, a man appeared at the outskirts of a Buri village in Ghana. He balanced a sturdy bamboo basket on his shoulder and carried a simple woven mat tucked under his arm. His cloth was unadorned, his sandals worn from long travels, and his expression serene. By the time the sun climbed higher, he had bartered for a modest shed near the yam vendors in the village market. Before the afternoon heat waned, he had laid out rows of pristine brown eggs on a rough-hewn bench. The way he arranged them, methodical, gentle, almost reverent, drew curious glances from passers-by. When the market woman inquired about his name, he offered a gentle grin and replied softly, "I am Kofi. I sell eggs." He offered no more details, no tales of his origins. From that moment, the villagers dubbed him the Eggman. His stall soon became a focal point. His eggs were flawless, uniform in size, and larger than those from local farms. They seemed unnaturally perfect, and he priced them low. While others charged 5 cedis for a dozen, Kofi asked only 3. The villagers, ever eager for a good deal, flocked to him. Kofi, your eggs are like those from the city farms," Auntie Efua exclaimed with a chuckle. "Thank you, Auntie," Kofi responded with his warm, inviting smile. "Come back tomorrow, and I'll give you an extra one as a gift." That was how he captured their affections, through quiet acts of generosity. Every morning, Kofi arrived at the market before the first light, brushing away the red dust from his stall while the village still slumbered. He greeted everyone with genuine cheer, assisted elders in tallying their coins, and extended credit to those short on funds. To the struggling farmers, he murmured, "No worries, pay when the rains bring fortune." To the wide-eyed children, he offered, "Here, take this hard-boiled egg. It will make you strong for your chores." Even those without need for eggs began purchasing simply to bask in his gentle presence. Within a fortnight, he was woven into the fabric of a Buri. Villagers referred to him as "our son," despite his lack of kin. The village elder himself patronized the stall. When Kofi refused payment, bowing deeply, "Elder, accept this as my humble offering," the elder beamed with pride and invoked blessings upon his trade. Word of Kofi's benevolence spread like wildfire through the cocoa groves. His stall buzzed with activity, outshining competitors who, strangely, harbored no resentment. He was too gracious, too soft-voiced, too unassuming. Yet, subtle oddities escaped notice. He never purchased supplies from locals. No one witnessed him restocking crates at his modest hut. Still, each dawn, his bench brimmed anew. When he smiled, his eyes lingered a bit too long, as if memorizing every feature. At night, neighbors reported faint humming from his dwelling, melodic, soothing, like a forgotten lullaby. Some claimed to hear murmurs, as if he conversed with unseen companions, though he lived solitary. When villagers whispered about it, others dismissed it with laughter. "He's a man of faith," they said. "Let him be." The weeks unfolded in unnatural tranquility. A Buri transformed subtly. Husbands ceased their grumbles toward wives. Children obeyed without protest. Market haggling dissolved into amicable exchanges. "Since Kofi arrived, harmony has settled over us like a cool breeze," the villagers murmured. But one woman remained skeptical. Akoshua, the shea butter maker who dwelled near the river, often traversed past his hut after gathering water. One twilight, as she moved silently under the stars, a dim glow emanated from his window. Intrigued, she paused and peered through a crack in the thatch. What she beheld chilled her. Kofi knelt before an earthen jar, his basket of eggs bathed in lantern light. He wasn't resting or meditating, he was murmuring to the eggs, his words rapid and intent, as if addressing living beings. Akoshua retreated, her pulse racing. Sleep evaded her that night, the echo of his voice haunting her thoughts, gentle yet otherworldly. The following day, she attempted to warn others, but they chuckled. "Akojua, perhaps the river spirits are playing tricks on you," they teased. So she held her tongue, though dread gnawed at her. The man who smiled so readily, who gave without expectation, who ushered in such profound calm, something lurked beneath it all, seeping into a buri like unseen roots. The tranquility deepened, bordering on eerie stillness. The market, once alive with banter and disputes, now hummed with subdued pleasantries. Women shared spaces without friction. Kofi's eggs graced every hearth. His compassion endeared him further. He distributed free eggs to orphans, tended to the ailing, and met all with unyielding joy. When Uncle Kwame's daughter fell sick, Kofi arrived with scrambled eggs and herbal tea. When a boy lost his father, Kofi sheltered him briefly. Even after a fire ravaged a neighbor's store, he shared his earnings to aid recovery. "That man is a gift from the ancestors," villagers proclaimed. And Kofi merely smiled. But Akojua sensed no true peace. The calm felt imposed, artificial. She observed how, post-purchase, villagers grew subdued, their complaints vanishing after consuming his eggs. The fishermen, once boisterous, now toiled in silence. The elder, ever vigilant in councils, lounged idly under the baobab with vacant eyes. Even Auntie Efua, the village gossip, now only nodded serenely, uttering, "All is well." Rage and chatter evaporated. To most, it was bliss. To Akojua, it was terror. She shadowed Kofi more closely, noting his watchful gaze trailing buyers, attentive as if attuned to invisible whispers. One pre-dawn, his store vacant, she traced his steps to the riverbank. There, he drew water into a gourd, intoned words over it, then bathed his eggs before veiling them. Spotting her, he smiled unfazed. "Sister Akojua, up with the stars. The dawn air invigorates." She managed a nod. "Indeed, it does." That evening, market elders convened, praising him. "He's a healer," one declared. But an ancient auntie furrowed her brow. "He reminds me of a boy from long ago, driven out after his wife's mysterious death. His name was Kofi too." Laughter erupted. "That tale is dust. Don't stir ghosts." Yet the auntie whispered, "If it's him, may the spirits guard us." The next dawn, the elder proclaimed a village feast, crediting Kofi's arrival for the prosperity. Kofi supplied eggs for all. That night, Akojua resolved to uncover the truth. Under a luminous moon, she trailed him from the shadows. He emerged with his basket, striding confidently into the night. Akojua followed stealthily as he ventured past the river into the dense bush. The air thickened with damp soil and a peculiar herbal scent. He halted in a clearing beneath a sacred fig tree, before a stone altar strewn with leaves and shells. It resembled a forgotten shrine. Kofi set down his basket and knelt, unveiling eggs that gleamed ethereally, throbbing like vital organs. He laid hands upon them and intoned deeply, "Those who partake of me shall forget. Their fury shall wane. Their thoughts shall yield. Their essence shall merge with mine. Serenity shall envelop them like eternal slumber." His voice resonated with authority, the earth seeming to pulse in response. Foliage quivered, nocturnal creatures fell silent. As he chanted, the eggs intensified in glow. Akojua stifled a gasp. Then, an egg fractured with a whisper, releasing a viscous golden fluid. Kofi anointed his brow with it. "Serenity to the souls that betrayed me," he murmured. "Serenity without end." His words carried the weight of a veiled malediction. Akojua's foot snapped a twig. Kofi's gaze snapped toward her. "Who lurks in the shadows?" She concealed herself, breath held. He rose, surveying the gloom. "He who spies on the unknown may find his spirit shattered." The forest held its breath. Then, he shrouded the basket and departed. Akojua approached the altar, her gut churning at the sight of fractured shells laced with amber threads. This was no mortal craft. That night, by the river, she pondered, he's ensnaring them through the eggs. By morning, Akojua stormed the market, alerting all. Cease eating his eggs. They are tainted, he's weaving spells to dominate you. Uncle Kwame paused his wares. Akojua, why slander a benevolent soul? It's no envy, she urged. I witnessed him in the bush, enchanting them with dark rites. Mockery ensued. Your tales rival the palm wine fables. Even the elders' attendants intervened. Kofi brings harmony. Don't disrupt it. Their demeanors mirrored, placid, uniform, unnerving. Then Kofi appeared, basket in tow, cloth immaculate, countenance radiant. Sister Akojua, he cooed. You seem weary. Accept an egg, it will soothe you. His stare pierced, unyielding. You know your deeds, Kofi. End this. He inclined his head. You claim I harm, yet since my return, has strife touched Aburi. All rest soundly now. Soon, you shall too. Turning to the assembly, I pardon her confusion. Murmurs of assent followed. That eve, Akojua confronted her brother, but he peeled Kofi's eggs with a vacant grin. Kofi gifted them for vigor. She lunged for the dish, but he restrained her firmly. Akojua, hush. Retire. His eyes, once lively, now stared blankly. The village hushed, save Kofi's distant hum. In his heart, he cradled a luminous egg. One spirit defies, but not eternally. It throbbed beneath his touch. Akojua, vigilant in the dark, sensed the encroaching veil. Akojua roused at first light, the village alien, its people marionettes of placidity. She sought the elder's hut. Guards admitted her with mechanical smiles. The elder reclined under the baobab, serene. Elder, heed me. Kofi ensnares us. He replied evenly, Kofi is our fortune. No discord, no want. That's not freedom, it's bondage. A voice interjected, perhaps bondage and harmony are kin. Kofi stood at the threshold, basket aside. Why resist, Akojua? I've aided all. You've stolen their autonomy. He unveiled the eggs, aglow. Do you recall me? Her voice quavered. A sorcerer? A sorrowful smile. No, I was of the soil. Long ago, I dwelled here with my wife. Her untimely death branded me ill-fated. They torched my home, exiled me to the river to perish. The elder stirred, memories flickering. None defended me, not even you, elder. Kofi's voice wavered with buried anguish. I roamed until an elder taught me ancient arts. Grief can hatch if nurtured. I learned to infuse my sorrow into eggs. Each held fragments of his muteness, wrath, loss. Partakers slumber in woe, mirroring my silenced heart when Aburi shattered me. I repaid their cruelty with voiceless existence. Tears welled in Akojua's eyes. This isn't equity, Kofi. You've mirrored their malice. He sighed. Perhaps understanding demands it. He proffered an egg. You're the final sentinel. Consume, and fear dissolves. She refused. I'd endure anguish over vacancy. His composure cracked, a tear escaping. Then bear their burdens solo. He departed, villagers parting reverently. Akojua trailed to the river, where he gazed at the dawn. He cradled an egg, whispering, perhaps vengeance suffices. He cast it into the current, it fractured, light dissipating downstream. By her approach, he vanished, footprints fading. That morn, Aburi stirred. The haze lifted, the elder awoke as from trance. Laughter returned. Yet Kofi erased from memory, save Akojua's. By the river, she reflected, he sought not retribution, but empathy for his quietude. Moral of the story, pain echoes if ignored, manifesting in unforeseen guises. Kofi's soul was once tender, but injustice forged his compassion into dominance. He imposed tranquility via subjugation, overlooking that serenity rooted in dread is mere captivity. The villagers deemed themselves secure in absence of conflict, yet they merely slumbered. Their placidity mirrored his torment, the void of the overlooked, the hush of a dreamless heart. This tale urges, when we inflict harm without amends, echoes linger, reshaping to reclaim us. Genuine mending lies not in retribution or hush, but absolution. Else, sorrow morphs, perpetuating its reign. 4.2 Sexpert.